Hello, BookTube. We're going to continue on with our endless trek through the library tour of Darkest Mordor. That's this built-in hutch in the living room wall that has shelves in it that I have just piled with books for years. And I sometimes, feel industrious and take all the books out and sort them all over again, but it ends up piled back again. And for some unknown reason, I decided to do a library tour of this spot. So we're just gonna forge on from where we were. I've got to see two big volumes at the end here. Oh, great. Okay, these are these lovely Frost, Stars, and Giroux reprints of Solzhenitsyn's gigantic World War One historical novel sequence. These are translated by H.T. Willits. This is 1914 and 1916. These things are just lovely, and they're nice and floppy. I saw them at the Brattle and had to get them, and because I've read one of them in the old trade paperback that wasn't really strong enough to sustain a reading when it was such a long book, and loved it. And I read the second one from library edition. No, it was an electronic version. I got an electronic version of, I think, the second one. I need to come to grips with the whole thing, and I have it here somewhere. Yes, there's a new translation of that's furthering the whole sequence. It's a gigantic work, and I get this feeling that we don't have the finished edition that I would like to read. The same thing with Quiet Flows the Dawn. That whole sequence of Dawn novels. I get the feeling that what we need is a new, clean, standardized version of the whole thing. But either way, I'm glad to have these. I'm not so much glad to have them buried in darkness, but that's all right. What's this next one? Also huge. Oh, great. Oh, fantastic. This is Barkskins by Andy Proulx in a trade paperback with a very nice Christian Science Monitor blurb. Mm-hmm. Very nice. Wow. Okay. Great. Well, this is, as I'm sure I've said on this channel before, this is a masterpiece. It's just a fantastic book. So that's a wodge of big, thick fiction there. This one seems fairly thick. Oh, okay. This is the Penguin green-spine Ulysses by James Joyce that I think I got because I like the cover, but I'm not sure that I would ever read this edition. So I'm not really sure what it's doing here, but that's all right. Oh God, I don't know if you heard that. The books on the shelf collapsed just a little. Well, we'll just beaver our way through. That's all. So this is, I think we've seen this on this channel before. This is a lovely little hardcover of the sketchbook of Washington Irving, which has the beautiful cover, and then I believe illustrations. No illustrations. Not even an opening. Okay, there is an opening. A Christmas morning illustration. I love Washington Irving. I'm a devoted fan of his writing. So I was, David Lackey's The Life of the Robin. A thorough soup to nuts natural history of the ubiquitous British garden bird that I just love. It's always great when a book like this can make for great reading as well as informative reading. There's our crackpot author. In the old Penguin mass market paperbacks that they're not as adventurous anymore. And what's next here? Oh well, okay. This is a wonderful trade paperback of Fitzgerald's The Beautiful and the Damned with a Leyendecker cover, the Leyendecker illustration. He's perfect for illustrating Fitzgerald and led a fascinating life on his own. I actually wrote a nice long piece about him that I'll try to remember to link down below. But this is scuffed and curled and marked. Yes, it's a nice cover, but I can see J.C. Leyendecker online anytime. I'm not sure I would ever read this edition. Maybe we're going to hear that as a refrain. What's this next one? At least he's skinny. Oh, gotta love this cover. I Survived. This is the I Survived series of kids' books. This is The Shark Attacks of 1916, in which this is not exactly accurate, in which probably either a juvenile great white shark or a bull shark went up Matawan Creek, and in addition to killing people off the Jersey Shore, killed people well inland, and led to a huge hysteria. There is one of the survivors was a kid, and there's a great moment in the story where the shark finds kids swimming to alleviate the hot weather, off a deck far from what they consider to be far from the ocean. And of course, bull sharks can forage in salt or fresh water, which makes them a perfect villain. Oh, okay, great. This is by Stephen Marsh. This is his debut novel, Raymond plus Hannah. It's billed as a love story. I came out years ago. I really liked this. 2005. So before Open Letters, before I would have had a chance to go at it and sort out my thoughts in print. It's a very unconventional story about the two characters. It's not only told in an unconventional way, but it's also orthographically. Just the setup is unconventional. You have section headings and almost chorus narration. I thought it was fascinating as an experiment. It would get on my nerves if it lasted much longer or if it was more than one book, but I really liked it. And we have another little Pelican classic. This is Sir Ivor Jennings. This is The Queen's Government. Just his look at how the government works, what the Queen's role is, what a constitutional monarchy is. No idea why I have this, or when I got it, or why, but I am a big fan of the House of Windsor, so I probably got it because I'm interested in anything to do with them. Okay, and we have this is another Venice guide. This is an architectural guide to Venice. This one I think I got because it has every single one. It has every single house with a clear black and white photo and then a description and history. Is natural when when getting a volume like this. Is natural for me to turn right to my old neighborhood, but something like this I love anyway. I have 80 million variations on this theme though, so why I have 80 million? Yes, I like the idea, but why don't I have just one or two? We've got another thick book here. What is this? Oh, okay. This is the paperback copy of Worlds Elsewhere: Journeys Around Shakespeare's Globe. This is by Andrew Dixon. I think I reviewed this, and it's just his company goes around the world performing Shakespeare, and it sounds very, very trite and very hackneyed, and it, in a way, kind of conceptually is, but boy, he sells it. As a writer, he certainly sells it. What's this little thing? Oh, okay. This is a crappy reprint volume of a great old series. I wonder if I have an example of the series itself here, so I can show you. No, but I'm sure we've seen them on this channel before. There was a series years and years and years ago of little guidebooks to medieval towns. This one is Ferrara, and there were a whole bunch of them. There's Venice and Rome and a whole bunch of others. And they're really neat. They retail a lot of the old mythologies and folklore of the towns, and they have really nice line drawings, sketches all throughout. And I have a lot of them. I don't know that I have them all, but I have the one for Rome and the one for Venice and the one for Milan and the one for Ferrara, which is Ferrara has a great history. I know every single bit of detail of it, enough to know how much fable is in this book. But still, the author tells it really well. Then, as a relief, we've got some skinny books here. What is this one? It doesn't even have a dust jacket. Let me see if I can show you. This is Shakespeare and Myself by George Mikes. Here he is. It's just it's quite funny. It's from ages and ages ago. It's a 1952. It's the author's humorous encounters with Shakespeare, and I think this next one is as well. Yeah, this is another humorous Shakespeare book, Shakespeare and That Crush. This is by Richard Dark and has illustrations all throughout, if I remember correctly. The parlor bookshelf. And it's just another. These things became very popular in the wake of the really funny little book 1066 and all that. People did a bunch of them on Shakespeare. I have these two. I don't think I would ever look through them again. Don't know why I have them. They should all go. Oh, fantastic! Oh, great! This is great. This is Susan Bernofsky's translation of the Metamorphoses of Kafka. Look at that cover design. I think I reviewed this. I really liked it. There's more leeway in translating the Metamorphoses than you might think. And a lot can hang on it. As, probably isn't a surprise when you think about what a persnickety wordsmith Kafka was, or could be. Get him going in a letter, he's not exactly choosy, but when he was writing his agonizing fiction, just bleeding the words out one at a time onto the page, he could be very picky, which means that a word or a phrase can make a lot of difference, and can be very different from translation to translation. I think this is my favorite one. And I think I have over time gotten rid of all my other translations of the Metamorphoses of Kafka. And this is what is this ratty thing? Oh my. This is the Saga of Asgard by the great Roger Lancelyn Green, a Victorian retailer of mythology and folklore who I just love. He wrote a bunch of books, and I'm very heartened to see that they have relatively recently, been reprinted. There's a whole new bunch of slightly bowdlerized, slightly edited, but really pretty children's paperbacks of Roger Lancelyn Green in the children's section of your Barnes & Noble, which is, can certainly do kids no harm. This is, I think this has pictures in it as well. Yeah, this does. Neat pictures. And it's just his retelling of all the major myths of Norse mythology. But this is a UK Penguin book, and it is in awful shape. Look at that. And I don't know why I have it. I don't know why I would keep another copy. What is this one? Oh, this is Ben Byrne. This is Fireflowers from Europa Press, the reliably great Europa Press. This is a story centering around a handful of people in immediate post-war Japan, in Japan still reeling from the atomic bomb blasts and the surrender of the emperor on radio, that follows them, and they are in various you get post-war Japan, immediate post-war Japan, from very different key viewpoints, from survivors, feral and otherwise, from a person connected with the conquering Allied forces. Just a wonderful, wonderful novel. I think I reviewed this as well. And then, what is this thing? Oh, we saw this. We've seen this on this channel before. This is the finished copy of Dogs of War by Jonathan Maybury, and a surefire techno thriller. Just surefire. Cannot go wrong with this guy. He packs so much into one book. If you want an action-packed novel that just doesn't let you down and has no dull spots, this is a surefire winner. I think I reviewed it as well. Good Lord. This is also Europa Press. Yeah, yes, this is another Europa Press. This is nonfiction from Europa Press. This is Alberto Angela's A Day in the Life of Ancient Rome. That is a reprint from a long time ago, if I remember correctly. Oh no, there was an older book, The Day in the Life of Ancient Rome, from 100 years ago, and this is sort of a modern update on that corrects some of the information in the light of later archaeology. Don't know why I have it. I know that's a familiar refrain here. I don't know why I have it. There's nothing in this book that I don't know. So there's no conceivable reason I would ever read it again, except maybe I like it. I like his telling of it, but anyway, let's just move on, shall we? Okay, all right. This is the movie cover of The Maze Runner. James Dashner's The Maze Runner. There is Dylan O'Brien, who actually in real life cannot run at all, but he runs in carefully conducted crosshatches and jump cuts all throughout this movie and the next one and now the third one, even though he's not what you would call athletic in real life. He's also in a new movie, American Assassin, the adaptation of the Vince Flynn novel American Assassin, that I saw and that I thought went off the rails. I watched it and I thought it went off the rails fairly early, and I mean, Dylan O'Brien is Hollywood's hot new thing. Everybody likes him. Everybody likes working with him. So I imagine he's inevitable. But watching American Assassin, I don't know. Maybe if you've seen it in theaters, you might disagree with me. But watching American Assassin, all I could think was, this movie is close to being really, really good, and the distance that it needs to cover is in swapping the leads. If Dylan O'Brien played the psychologically damaged villain, and Taylor Kitsch, who plays the bad guy, played the good guy, the movie would be saved. Because Dylan O'Brien has the nice vulnerable, fishy mouth, and he has the lanky body that the teens love so much. But he has not a single ounce of on-screen charisma. And Taylor Kitsch has it to give away. It's amazing. Oh my God! I just saw the screener for him in as David Koresh in the new movie about Waco. It's a miniseries about Waco that's coming out, I think, soon. Don't miss it. He's mesmerizing in the lead there. We'll just keep forging on here. I'll keep an eye on the time of the video, and we'll just, because we've got endless amounts of books to do here. There's no sense in just okay. The always reliable World War Z, the greatest zombie novel ever written. And it's such a fantastic reading experience that I urge you to try it, even if you don't think you like zombie novels. This killed me when I worked in bookstores. I read this when it came out, and was just blown away. It's an author in complete control of his story, every single little detail of it. And that's a joy to see, no matter what it is. I wouldn't care if it was Provençal cooking. So when I finished it, I would go back to my information desk, and all I wanted to do was recommend it. And these blue-haired old ladies from Boston's Beacon Hill would come in to me, my customers. I love them. They'd come in and say, "What have you read lately that's knocked your socks off?" And I would say, "Well, I can tell you, I did read a book recently that absolutely knocked my socks off, and it will knock your socks off too. But you're gonna have to loosen up a little in order to even consider it." And they would say, "Oh, I'm intrigued. Tell me more." Maybe because they thought my idea of adventurous is that the heroine would be Agatha Christie instead of Josephine Tay. And I would lead them over to this thing, and you would just see the shutters come down on their eyes. Just, oh, no. I got a few of them to take the chance, and they universally said they were glad they did. All right, well, we're almost done here. We'll wrap up in just a couple of books here. Next one is an old vintage contemporary paperback. I don't know. I would never read it in this form. I don't think it would survive. But it's a great novel. It's a great 20th century American novel. It's Peter Mathiassen's Far Tortuga that you have to read really to believe. It's because it's not just the story of a bunch of itinerant turtle farmers. It's also the way it's told, the idiom that he adopts and marvelously successfully executes. It's just... talk to somebody. If you meet somebody who's read Far Tortuga, you'll see the change in their facial expression. It's the same one you're seeing on my face now, because they'll love it, and you'll see that right away, and then the facial expression will immediately shift into, "There's no way I can describe to you it or how I love it. There's no way I can convey it to you." And I agree with that. It's a really uphill battle, but you should read it. Let's see here. Oh, okay. This is John Mortimer, Paradise Postponed. This is his English country life, slice of life novel that has nothing to do with his signature character, Rumpole of the Bailey. It's just a novel of his. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It made me think, the cruelties of the commercial reality of the book publishing world. How many novels like this might he have written if Rumpole weren't a steady, guaranteed source of income? Not that I'm not glad that he wrote the Rumpole books, but most people who write books in series can't write something like this. So. And then we'll wrap up with this. Oh, okay, we'll wrap up with this one. It's another copy of the Open Letters anthology. Open Letters Monthly is the online literary journal where I am the managing editor. I was one of the founders, and after a few years, we decided to do an anthology of some of the best writing that had appeared in Open Letters, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to pick them. It was a lot of fun to go through the whole process and then have an actual book. And like I said, last time I mentioned the last copy that I encountered, also in this hutch. I really think it's time for us to do another volume. I keep meaning to bring that up with my Open Letters colleagues and see if we can't do another book, maybe twice this size. But that's going to be it. That's going to be it for now, because I don't want these videos to get too long. We have an endless number of books to go through. So that's the latest library tour of Darkest Mordor. I'll wrap it up for now, and I hope to have more videos today. Steve is bereft. The mail has not been delivered yet, and it's hideously late, so it's possible that mail will not come today. Not because I don't have mail coming, but because, whatever staffing snafus for FedEx, UPS, and the U.S. Postal Service. Every once in a blue moon, those staffing problems converge onto one horrible, no-good, rotten day. And this might be one of those days, but we've got plenty of else to talk about. So I'll wrap this up for now, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.